Here we go.
My name is Teresa, and when I turned 24, I got my first apartment. It was in an area of my town that was known for being very quiet, so I thought I did a good job at picking a location. My first 6 months of living there were fine.
Oh, he
I
changed
bought
his
a lot
intro.
of Walmart and IKEA furniture, and I settled in well. Then the atmosphere changed in my apartment. Well, first, let me tell you that my friends were into tarot cards and witch stuff.
So bullshit.
One day they came over with candles, a Ouija board, and a lot of Hennessy. So there was 5 of us girls in my apartment, but 3 of us on the Ouija.
That's a perfect combination. Is that they brought it like a Ouija board, tarot cards, all that bullshit, and Hennessy. Because they know all that shit's bullshit.
Board. For the first 45 minutes of asking questions, nothing happened. We began to drink a lot more, and then the Ouija board became very interesting.
Yeah, of course, after they
Everything
start
changed
drinking.
when my friend asked for the 5th time, "Is there a spirit here?" The first 4 times, the planchette never moved, but this time, it went straight to yes. We thought it was one of us doing it, and everyone was blaming each other. We decided to ask the same question while all of us were barely touching the planchette, and before we could finish the question, it slid straight to yes. When I say that we were barely touching it, I mean when it slid to yes, none of our hands were on it. Once that happened, everyone on the Ouija board froze and looked at each other. My other 2 friends noticed that we suddenly became quiet and stopped what they were doing. I then asked who did it. My other 2 friends on the board said that it wasn't them. Then I said it wasn't me. My other 2 friends asked us what happened, and I told them that the planchette moved by itself. She then said that she told us not to play with the game, and she left. Then it was 4 of us. We were all sitting in my
She
living
got the
room,
fuck out of
quiet,
there.
still shocked by what happened, when we heard a dish fall in my kitchen. When that happened, every one of my friends told me that they'll see me tomorrow. It kind of pissed me off that they'll just leave me here by
They just all
myself.
got up.
So I went into my kitchen to see what fell, and it was one of the pots. It fell
Yeah, I was
from
about to say,
my
that sound like a
stovetop. I
pot.
just never knew how. So I went to my room and I laid down, but I decided to keep the lights on. As I'm scrolling through my phone, going from app to app, I heard whispering from the living room.
It's like a
and I
school
froze.
campus.
I just kept hearing it. With all the courage that I can muster up, I got up and I walked slowly to my living room area. As I'm getting closer, I could still hear the whispering, and all of a sudden it stopped. I walked in there and I turned the light on, but I saw nothing. I decided to leave the lights on. I walked toward my room. I felt something wasn't right, so I
Leaving
turned
the lights
around,
on, dude.
looked one more time into the living room. But as I'm turning around, I noticed something in the mirror that I couldn't see without looking in the mirror. I kept looking at it, but thought my eyes were playing tricks on me.
Could have been because of the
I
alcohol.
took up my phone to record what I saw, and this is what I recorded.
Is that a face? It looked like a face in a mirror, and it was like it was like squatting down, like looking over the mirror. The same type of orange juice. Orange juice. Cranberry juice. I think it's Rangers or something. Look like, yeah, it's a head or something.
I don't know if you noticed that, but there's a face in the doorway.
Oh, that's a
After
doorway. I
finished
thought that was a
recording,
mirror.
I left my apartment and went to my friend's house. I told her about what happened, and she seemed very intrigued by the idea of me having a ghost, so much that she ended up moving in with me until the end of my contract. And then I got out of there. To this day, I've never played with a Ouija board again.
Well, you think she be like people be? She's intrigued, so she moves in there until your lease is up. I'd be like worried about her. Like, what's up with you?
This may make me look bad, but I have to share this story with somebody. I had a Tinder profile, and on my Tinder, I would leave my Snapchat due to me giving massages, plus other stuff. I also had a boyfriend at the time of this story, but he didn't know that I had a Tinder or a Snapchat. One day, I received a notification from Tinder that someone liked me. I checked the person out, and he was attractive. He was also verified, so I knew that he actually looked like his pictures. I matched with him. I messaged him first asking, does he have a Snapchat? He immediately replied, telling me yes. I told him to add me. He replied within seconds telling me that he just added me. After that, I unmatched him on Tinder and added him back on Snapchat. I asked him where he was located.
That's so weird. This shit.
It was
this shit looks weird as fuck here. This thing. Like this random chair and this overgrown, unkept yard. It's just dingy ass house. There's overgrown trees and shit, and it's just chair just sitting here right by the curb. I mean, I guess you look at the house, they don't seem like they have a porch. So, but I mean, there's a house on my street that had like a bench right by the curb. Before, like not four, technically four, but really it's been three. People have lived there, and I think the second family that lived there, well, not family, it was one guy. He took the bench out because it did look kind of weird because the ground wasn't even level. But even then, that looked weird because it was like it's a light like right in front of his house, and it looked kind of like this, except his tree was more over the chair than this one, but
actually very
shit looks creepy.
He then told me that I need to just get straight to the point. I like that because usually I have to ask people how they're doing and what they like to do, small talk. So I told him that I'm a masseuse, what I charge, and how much I charge for extra services. I told him that I take PayPal, gave him my PayPal info. Then I received a notification.
So wait, you do masseuse?
He paid me for my most expensive service.
Or with Tinder?
He then told me that now I have to perform.
And
I told him to slow down and we should discuss this. He replied by telling me there's no need to discuss anything because I told him the price for everything.
There's no need to discuss anything.
He sent that.
We doing
this. My boyfriend
this.
walked in the room, so I didn't reply. It took me about 30 minutes to reply. I left my phone on vibrate, so I didn't notice that my phone had about 200 notifications from Snapchat.
Damn.
It was a mix of notifications of him typing.
Crazy ass motherfucker.
From asking why I'm not replying to, I better reply or else. I eventually replied by telling him to calm down.
Threat?
I told him that I'll refund his money because I can't deal with somebody like him. He told me that he's already made up his mind. He's going to do what he has to do.
Wow.
Then he used my real name. I didn't use my real name on Tinder or Snapchat. I don't know how he got my info. At that point, I blocked him on Snapchat and refunded him. After that guy, I deleted my Tinder and Snapchat. A week after that happened, I was at my boyfriend's house, and he kept saying that he was getting notifications from his doorbell camera. He looked irritated. My boyfriend looked out of his front door, but he didn't see anything. So we were watching a movie when all of a sudden we heard footsteps on the back porch. My boyfriend slowly got up and walked to the door. He keeps an AR by the door, so he slowly picked it up, peeked out of his blinds, and then he looked at me.
Keep an AR by the door.
He looked at me. Okay. He looked worried. Then he whispered to me, "There's a man crouched down slowly walking toward the back door." Then my boyfriend put one hand on the doorknob, took a deep breath, and opened the door as quick as he could. He yelled at the man, telling him to get down.
Like, what if somebody would have been able to get in there?
The man hopped up very fast.
You got an AR by the door.
Hands up. He kept saying that I'm sorry over and over again. My boyfriend asked him who he was and where he came from.
Bust a cap in your
He gave him his name, and he said he was there for me. That's when I stepped into the doorway as I'm on the phone with the cops. The man had on a mask. My boyfriend told him to take it off.
This music.
When he took it off, I recognized him. He was the guy from Tinder and Snapchat. Yelling my name, but my boyfriend made him get on his stomach until the cops came. My boyfriend was confused and I explained everything to him. He really didn't care until we actually looked at the doorbell camera footage. Now we knew why he kept getting notifications. That guy was in the front yard the whole time I was there. He followed me. He literally low crawled from the front yard to the backyard. This is what was caught on camera.
Oh my goodness. Like, is that motherfucker right there? Yeah, oh wow. This motherfucker's crazy. This dude low crow. So he just in the yard laying on the ground. I would have said, how could nobody see him? Because it ain't like he really hiding. Because you drive by the road, but then, of course, it's nighttime. Oh, man, this dude's a fucking creep. I'm going to do what I got to do. I done made up my mind.
After that, my boyfriend decided to dump me because he said I was full of drama. But anyways,
I mean, I can't blame
that day,
him.
I actually got rid of all social media.
I mean, I think that was a tad bit too far. Especially if you use it for your business, your masseuse. I don't know why you use Tinder to do that shit, though.
I'm 28 years old, and a few years ago, I kept experiencing strange events at my job. I was a security guard at a building that had multiple establishments throughout the building. One night, while sitting at my security desk, a woman from the third floor nail salon came rushing down the stairs. The look on her face and her body language told me that something wasn't right. I began to ask her, was everything okay? But before I could finish what I was saying, she frantically told me that she thinks that someone else is in the salon with her. That may not sound like an emergency, but at this time it was 10 p.m. and they had been closed for about an hour, and she was just closing up the place. So I let my partner know, who was conducting a building check. He let me know on a walkie-talkie that he would be back downstairs shortly. Once he came back to the desk, I went upstairs with the woman. As we entered the salon, there was a swinging door in the back of the salon that was swinging back and forth as if someone just walked through it. I yelled out that I'm security and they should come out. I drew my taser, entered the room, and no one was in there. The thing is, there's nowhere to exit that room except for where I entered. We checked everywhere and found no one. That wasn't the last strange experience, though. I received multiple complaints of noises and sightings of people that shouldn't be in the building. Then one day in broad daylight, the strangest of all the events happened. I was told the story by others who were there because I was on the 5th floor dealing with one of the many complaints. A young lady had exited the building and was physically assaulted by what looked like nothing. I mean, it literally looked like she was
one of
attacked by the
those.
invisible man.
Somebody get
Those who
like
witnessed
snatched.
it told me that there was
by
no one
nothing.
standing there. This happened at the exit of the building, which also has a security camera. When we went to look at the footage, it freaked out everyone who watched it. And this is what we saw.
This looks familiar. I think I might have seen this in another video. Oh! It looked like whatever gave her a clothesline from hell. Like, what the fuck? She went... Yeah, because I don't think she could jump or anything in that direction. That dude like, I wonder what happened there. Oh, damn, whatever hit her, she like stopped and then took like, and it was like, oh, like that she walked into something, was like, oh, what the hell, and then turned and it like just got clocked. It was two ghosts. They one stopped her, she's like, oh, the fuck?
As you see,
Damn,
something caught her attention, and all of a sudden, she went flying. We didn't believe what we saw at first.
Damn.
And it's still hard to believe. Eventually, she was fine, but she was just startled about what happened.
See, that's the type of shit I be doing.
Never believed
I'm
in
gonna let it
paranormal,
finish,
but
and I
I think this has paranormal written all over it.
No, that's it. I was like, that's all it's about to end. See, that's what I've said. Like, if uh, spirits and ghosts, that's real. And when I leave this plane of existence, and I just say I become a spirit, something like that. Oh man, the people here are going to get it. It's gonna be a field day. I don't be. I ain't gonna hurt nobody. I ain't gonna do all that shit. But I'm gonna be like somebody gonna be just in their house. Like they got a glass or them, so like just knocking. Especially people be doing like those ghost TV shows and shit. They're like, if there's a spirit in here, show us a sign. I'm gonna take a damn folding chair and just throw that shit across the room. But there's your sign, motherfucker. You break their cameras, man. I'm gonna be such an ass. Like y'all better hope that's just not real. I mean, if it's like anything like movies where it's like, oh, you go into the light and you don't, then you stay on Earth as a spirit until it happens again. I guess the light will open back up again or something. Let you back in. Like what? Like the Frighteners. It was like, oh, you should have went to the light. And it said, don't worry. In about 3-4 years, it'll open up again, and you can go in it. And then if you don't do it, it'll wait a little bit while and go in it. But what was that? What was it? Was that Supernatural? I think the way they did it was the uh, death would come and have to convince you to come with them. They would look like somebody who would they would basically read your mind and then change themselves to look like something that's more pleasant to you. Because I remember when the dean was dying, and it looked like a young woman, and it's like, oh, it looked like one because they find her, you know, attractive. Plus, she was pretending she was acting like she was in danger because he has like a hero complex. He's like he tried to save her, so that's why. And I remember in that is oh you like if you don't go with the Grim Reaper, then you won't get another chance to go. Like they be like, this is it. Ain't no, I'm coming back in a year or two or some shit like that. Like if you don't go with me now, this is it. And they like you gonna stay here on Earth as a spirit forever. And you gonna I remember she was like, you gonna start to get you say you're gonna be fine at first, but then and you're gonna be around probably your family or something like that, slowly seeing them forget about you as the years go by. And then they die off and you see them die or whatever. And then especially if they, go on, to heaven or wherever hell, whatever like that. Because I remember he asked, he's like, "Am I going to heaven or hell?" Because that was going to be his, that was going, to sway his decision whether I go with you. He's like, I'm not going to go with you. I'm going to hell. And she was like, I can't tell you that, obviously. Like, why would I? Then no one, a bunch of people wouldn't go. It's like, if I told, oh yeah, you're going to hell. It's like, so you ready to go? But yeah, it was like that. Where I just be like, I go, I take my chance. Because I guess you could, if you know you're a good person, then yeah, I just go to heaven. I mean, or I go and then unless it's the like oh you not a 7-day Adventist or some shit. It's like so I guess you going to hell. I didn't know it was gonna be that specific. But or you not Muslim, or you not Buddhist or Buddhism. You didn't worship Buddhism or practice Buddhism. You never know. That'd be so shitty. Like you die and then and you getting judged, and they like, oh, you like you have to be like a Christian to get right. Yeah, but this is fucked up. Like I have faith, damn. Like it had to be specifically Christian. Like I was a good person going to hell for this. Like no, you gonna go to purgatory where it's just you know gray and dull, and you just wander around for all eternity and like aimlessly. But but yeah, like that. Where that was you stay on Earth, and then I remember she said, "How do you think evil spirits come about? Because they stay on Earth because they don't want to leave their families, and they stay there. And then when everyone is gone, that they know, and they just there, then they start to get angry, and that's how vengeful spirits come about, or evil spirits. But but yeah, that lady got it like somebody like kicked the shit out. She was just because she stopped. Cause you said it's like she started slowly one, then she stopped, and it was like she got scared and then turned, and when she turned, it like she stopped again, like something was there, and then boom, she had just it like somebody just was just had they was God, woo. I was like, how do you like what happened? Like was it like a force that hit you? Did it feel like you were getting punched, but without actually getting hit, or was it like just like a full like force just hitting you and knocking you down? And then that motherfucker doing that low crawl, like what the? He was like, he said, "I'm gonna do what I got. I done made my decision. I'm gonna do what I gotta do." Like the fuck does that mean? See this motherfucker on a doorbell count low crawler in the name. Cause I, I used to run at night like a lot, and because there's less traffic, there's less cars, less people walking around, stuff like that. So I can run, and because it's a street like over there. Trying to get my where the hell I'm at. Well, it's actually was behind me. Um, that doesn't have a sidewalk. Well, most of the street doesn't have a sidewalk, and I like running down there because it's easier to calculate the mileage because I know it's from my house to it's like I think it's like a diner or something. It's like 1.25 miles there. So I would like I just run there, turn around and run back, and then that's my run, which would be what 2.5 miles. Um, and that'd be and that is easy to calculate. Also, from my house down to the like a gas station, like way down the street. But it's like that. I calculate that cause that's back when I used to have like a Nike watch, and I had the Nike shoes, which I still had those shoes, but I had they were made where you could put a sensor in the shoe, so it helped read my watch and my stride. And it told me from here to there was like a mile, but that actually has a sidewalk. But the other street that I normally like run on doesn't because this has a lot of traffic driving down it. But it does have a sidewalk. But like I said, I run at night, and that'd be like running. Sometimes I run. Well, before winter came, I would run through the neighborhood that I live in. And if I was running through the neighborhood and saw somebody fucking low crawling in someone's front yard like that, because first he was just sitting there, just like, and then he started like slowly crawling. Like what the fuck? That kind of reminded me when I was running. I think it was in August because it was hot outside, and I was running, and all of a sudden because I saw a skunk in like I guess it was foraging or something because it was going through the grass. It didn't. It looked up at me. Didn't even like. It was a big skunk too. And it didn't even. I didn't even phase. I don't know if it's used to being around people or what, but it just looked up and kept doing what it was doing. I was like, because I was running and I saw that shit. Boy, like that. I saw that because I ain't never been sprayed by a skunk, but I've seen like dogs and stuff get sprayed by, and that shit stinks like high heaven. Like one of my cousins did get sprayed once. He get sprayed like a lot, but he had something on him, man. And he had to take his grandma made him take like a I guess a bath. She went to the store, got a big thing of like tomato, like I don't know what it was, tomato soup or whatever. It was like a big giant thing, and had him get in the tub and basically just scrub himself with that shit. I was like, oh god. But I told him, I says, you need to stop going fucking around the wood because you could smell the skunk. You could smell it. Like it was a skunk around there. And I was like, that's not dead. I done smelled dead skunk enough times. That's not a dead skunk. That's a live skunk. He went over there with his dog and ended up spraying his ass. And but around here it's like a family of skunks. It's two big ones and three small ones. Well, last time I saw them, which was in like August, September. Uh, and the little ones, them little motherfuckers. Soon as you run past, like when I was running down the street, and I happened to spot, they be going through like people's grass. I guess I don't know, they're looking for bugs or what. But the little ones, they flip their tail up and turn their butt towards you, like they getting ready to spray you. But the big ones, I seen they don't even. They had their tail be down. They don't. They just unless you come towards them, then they don't even like really even care about you. They just like kind of like I said, that one looked up at me and then kind of went immediately back to what it was doing. But them little ones, they was like turn it, put his tail up and like put his butt up like I'm gonna spray you. I'll spray you. But yeah, fuck, I'm getting on that all off topic. Uh, anyway, hope you enjoyed my reaction on. If you did, make sure to hit that thumbs up button down below. Make sure to subscribe if you're here. Hit that bell if you want to be notified when I upload new videos. Comment down below. Share this video. I'll see y'all next time. Peace.